All right. So the first thing I do on a listing presentation, so the biggest thing is really just making sure you're preparing for the listing presentation properly. All
Okay.
right. Like I said, treat your sister as if she's a complete stranger to you.
Okay.
All right. She's a complete stranger. So one of the very first things I like to do when I walk into the house, okay, is obviously get there on time, right? You
Okay.
get there on time, get there a few minutes early if you can, and just drive around the neighborhood and see where the community pool is, where this is, where that is, where is it in relation to the park, where is it in relation to the neighborhood, what restaurants and things are in the area.
Okay.
And then, like I said, if you have an appointment at 4 o'clock, you get to the house at 4 o'clock.
Yes.
Don't be that creeper who sits in the driveway for 15 minutes. So people say, I get there 15 minutes early. Yeah, but if you're not going in, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah. So you want to get there at 4 o'clock, knock on the door. I like to always ask if I could put my things down on the kitchen table.
Okay.
Because the kitchen table is where we do business.
Okay.
All right. So I like it. Plus, it also I'm going to have them tour me around the house, and I want to have a chance to go. I want to go back somewhere. So
Okay.
I want to go back to the kitchen table.
Got you.
Okay.
Okay. I'm taking notes.
Yep. No, absolutely.
All right.
So
Okay.
I always like to do the listing. I'm sorry. As soon as I walk in, I put my things at the kitchen table, and then I ask them to give me a tour around the house.
Okay. Give me a tour.
And when you're touring the house, take plenty of notes.
Okay.
All right. And genuinely like the house.
Okay.
I have to say that because there's sometimes when I catch myself walking, I'm like, Exactly. So, like the house because they're gonna they're gonna want what's it called? Your seller is gonna want validation that you like their house also.
Okay.
All right. So I don't care if they have the lime green shag carpet and things like that. Find something that you like about the house.
Will do.
So then we have them tour around. Anytime they ask, should I do this? Do you think I should paint the walls? Do you think I should clean the carpet? Anytime they say, should I do this? My answer is always, I would.
Okay, I would. Okay.
I would. Because if they're asking you, that means they're already thinking it.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
The only time I say no is if they're saying, do you think I should renovate my kitchen or my bathroom?
Okay, something huge. Okay. Yeah.
Huge, because they're not going to get that return on investment.
Right.
But if it's something as, do you think I should paint these purple and orange walls? I would.
I would, definitely. Okay, cool beans.
All right. So you get back to the kitchen table, and that's where you start the listing presentation.
Okay.
If you're doing if you're doing a virtual listing presentation, it's going to look very similar to what I'm doing right now, where I'm able to see you, you're able to see me, and then I'm going to share my screen with you. I'm going to share. Do you see the presentation?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So that's my listing presentation that I have. All right. I'm going to send this to you. It's in a PowerPoint format. You can go through and take out my logo. You can take out my name. You can put in your name and everything like that.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna do it as if you're the seller.
Okay.
All right.
Cool. All right.
Great. So Sheila, first of all, thank you very much for having me here with you. Oh, by the way, I'm also recording this.
Okay, that's fine.
And then I'm gonna send it to you after.
Thanks. Okay. All right.
So Sheila, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to work with you. I'm truly humbled that you'll have me over. There's 30,000 other agents out there just in this county alone that would, to kill to be right where I am right now. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right. So I like to always start out with a little bit of humility.
Okay.
So what I want to do now is kind of tell you a little bit about us. Okay. My name is John. Obviously, my wife is Joanna. She's also a realtor. Okay. Also a realtor with Keller Williams. I've been doing real estate now for about 5 years. I'm part of the ALC, which is the Agent Leadership Council. I do a lot of training in the office, training new agents what to do. And what I'm trying to do is just give a brief overview of me. All right.
Okay, cool. Mm-hmm.
Before I was in the military, I'm sorry, before I was in real estate, I worked in hospitality for 16
Mm-hmm.
years. And then before
Mm-hmm.
that, I was in the military for 9 years. I was an Army
Okay.
infantry. Okay.
Okay.
My wife, she's also works in hospitality for many years before she got into real estate as well.
Mm-hmm.
And we both grew up in the area. We learned the area. We know the area, and so forth. I'm just giving a brief overview
Right.
of.
Okay.
All right. Um, this one actually says 2019, but we have a goal this year of helping 50 families find their home,
Mm-hmm.
find
Okay.
their goals of finding their home or selling their property.
Mm-hmm.
Most of our business actually comes from referrals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right now, over the last few years, what we've seen is we're selling homes on average of 27 days on market, and 98.6% of the sale price, list price to sale price ratio.
Okay.
Okay. Now those numbers are important because, like I said, if where I'm getting 98.6% for my clients,
Mm-hmm.
county average is about 93%.
That's
So
above.
just by hiring me and Joanna, uh, you're selling your home for more money just by hiring us. Okay. And I said 27 days, where the average days on market is about 43 days. So we're selling our homes for about 3 weeks sooner than your average agent out there.
Okay.
And we also consistently rank in the top 20 of production in the entire market center. All right. So now break script. All right. So the
Okay.
reason I'm doing this, the reason I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing this is I just want to give credibility. Right.
Correct.
My introduction to myself and everything like that is 5 minutes.
Okay.
And then I'll kind of segue into, it's not about me. This is all about you though. Okay.
Okay.
But I do want them.
So what can I put for me here? Because I don't have any of this
Yep.
yet.
Yep. Absolutely.
So
So it is. I'm sorry. So it is important to brag about yourself a little bit, and
uh-huh.
even if I see right here, this is the first paragraph actually just talks about what I did in the past. Second paragraph is what I did in the past, and then the rest is how I'm going to work for you.
Okay.
It's the same thing for Joanna.
Joanna. Okay.
So now what you can do, you can
Okay.
use similar the similar format and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Since you're brand new and you don't have any numbers, use the market center's numbers,
Okay. Market center numbers.
or you
Okay.
can even use my numbers.
Okay.
Right? Now, the reason I say that, because you're working with a coach, you're
Mm-hmm.
working with somebody, you're on my team.
Okay.
Okay, so instead of saying I'm selling homes for 27 days on average,
Mm-hmm.
we're selling homes 27 days on average.
Okay. We're selling.
Right.
Okay.
So now you're talking about we.
Okay.
Okay. Um, and you're not misrepresenting anyone or anything. You're not saying
Mm-hmm.
your numbers. This is saying this is our numbers.
Okay.
Um, we are selling 130 homes each month. We are taking anywhere from 80 to 90 new seller listings every month.
Okay.
Okay, so use the team's numbers, because you are part
Okay.
of a team.
Okay.
All right, use the team's numbers in lieu of having your own numbers.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right. Cool. So, all right, great. So Sheila, back on script. So
Okay.
So Sheila, like I said, I just wanted to tell you a little about us. However, this isn't about me, and this isn't about Joanna. This is all about you. So the rest of the conversation is going to be about you and your goals and everything like that. Okay. So Sheila, why don't we start out by telling me what's important to you about the sale of the home? What do we need to do in order to make this an absolute 10 experience for you? On a scale of 0 to 10, with 10 being awesome, this is a 10. What do we
Oh,
need to do?
okay. Well, speaking like my sister, basically the job transfers June, and this home needs to be situated before I leave to move to another state.
Okay, awesome.
Mhm.
So June is we have to sell by June, all right?
Yes,
Okay,
hopefully.
okay, perfect. So if there was one other thing, I'm sorry, and you said the reason is for a job transfer,
Yes,
and you have to be there in June.
yes.
Okay, all right,
Hmm.
and excellent. So if there was one other thing that I could do for you, and make it a 10 plus experience, what would that other thing be?
Well, get the asking price.
Okay. And do you have a price in mind that you'd like to ask?
325,000.
325. Okay.
I think that's what she said. Yes.
And what's important to you about $325,000?
Um, it'll just it'll I don't know. I don't know what she's gonna say. It'll just be enough, I guess, to cover her mortgage and to get her going to the next location, as far as I know.
Okay. So
Um,
to cover your mortgage, your transfer expenses, and
yeah.
down payment on your next property.
Yes, that sounds
Okay.
good.
Perfect. Let me ask you this: where are you transferring to?
Georgia.
Georgia. Do you already have housing arrangements taken care of in Georgia?
Not yet. Looking for rentals,
Okay, perfect.
but not yet.
We actually have with Keller Williams, we have
Mhm.
190,000 agents all around the world.
Mhm. Okay.
And where in Georgia are you going to?
It is like southwest Georgia, I think she said.
Okay, out near the Augusta area.
Not far from Macon, Georgia, so it's kind of south.
Well, I know that we have Keller Williams offices in Macon. So what I can
Mhm.
do, all right, is I
Okay.
can research the best agent for you, one that specializes in rentals. You said, all right.
Hmm.
I can put them in touch with you, and I can have them give you a call so you can get started over there.
Okay, great.
Okay? All right. So now what I'm doing is really just thinking about the next piece of
Next one.
as well, and
Okay.
how can I provide value. Okay,
Hmm.
awesome. So let's say that I'm able to get the home sold by June. I'm
Hmm.
able to get you $325,000. If there
Hmm.
was one more thing that I could do to make this an absolute perfect real estate experience for you, what would that be?
I can't think of anything. Um, I don't know. I can't think of anything. Guess that would be it. I don't know.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So let me ask this. If I was to, and so you said June, to sell by June and to get $325,000. And
Hmm.
those are both really awesome. Those are both really awesome goals. And I'm asking these because I want to make your goals my goals because I want to help your goals for you.
Okay.
So let me answer this. If I was able to get you $325,000, however, it took a little bit longer than June. Maybe it went to July, but I was able to get you the 325. Would that be okay? Or would you rather maybe sell the house for 300 and say 315? However, we're able to close by June. What's more important to you?
Um, either way. Either way. So 315, that would be okay. Yes. But
Okay,
either way.
but you really prefer the June, the fact.
Right. Right.
Okay, perfect.
Hmm.
Perfect. All right. So now the reason I'm asking those questions is I'm trying to
Hmm.
find out what your needs are, and then I'm trying to prioritize your needs.
Hmm. Okay.
All right. Sometimes I say if I'm able to, if let's say you gave me the three different things, if
Hmm.
I'm able to uh, hit one of those goals, but just barely miss the other two, which one is it that I have to hit?
Well, the sell by June would be
So,
the most important.
so now that's going to be the number one priority, and then
Okay.
throughout the rest of the conversation,
Uh-huh.
that's the motivation. That's your motivation, and that's what I'm going to use
Okay.
every time we're talking. And you tell me you want to sell for too high, I'm going to say, is that going to help you to get sold by June?
Got you.
Okay, so I'm
Okay.
get your motivation. I'm prioritizing your needs.
Okay.
Okay,
Twice.
awesome. So that's one. Aside from the price, having this conversation is
Mhm.
very, very, very important.
Okay.
Right? Because this is going to find out their motivation.
Okay.
Right? So
So what do you think her top three should be? I know she wants a certain amount. I know she needs to be out by June, but like the third one, when I was like, I don't have an answer for you,
so
what should have been the
usually they give four answers. Okay.
okay.
People usually give.
Uh-oh.
I want that thing. That's my phone. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's okay. Uh-huh.
People say they want four different things. The first thing they usually say is the price.
Uh-huh.
The second thing they usually say is their time frame.
Time frame. Okay.
The next thing they usually say is I want it to be an easy transaction.
Oh, okay. Easy
So no
transaction.
hassles.
Okay.
And then the other thing, sometimes they'll come out and say is I just want it to go to a really great family.
Oh, okay.
Emotional with it, and that's fine too, you know.
Okay.
But those are usually the things that they say.
All right.
Okay. Usually,
Mm-hmm.
going to a great family is usually the last of the
Mm-hmm.
great thing. The things usually, most of the time, it's usually the timing and the
Price.
pricing.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. For her, I believe the easy transaction would be, important too.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So, so, and that's usually what most people will say. Those
Okay.
three. So,
Okay.
excellent. So, like I said, the reason I asked those is because I want to make your goals my goals.
Okay.
So, have you sold a house before?
Yes.
You have sold a house before.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So, I just want to give you, so you're very familiar with the sales process, but I just want to give you an idea of what we do a little bit differently.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we are right here in the red where we're at. That's where we are today, right now. This is our first meeting. We're going to do a needs analysis, which is what we just did, and I did a walkthrough of the house, and we're going to just talk about what we're going to do to help you. Okay. Before we leave today, we're going to establish a competitive price to get your home sold. All right.
Okay.
Now we're going to sign a listing agreement today. All right.
Okay.
I love throwing that in there because I'm setting the example.
Exactly.
We're signing this today. Get ready to. I'm assuming this is happening.
Okay.
So, and that's why I even put it in red and everything like that. So we're going to establish a competitive price. We're going to sign the listing agreement today. All right. Once we get this done, we're going to prepare the house to get the home sold. So we're going to go over staging. I'm going to have professional photographer and a videographer come into the house. We're going to put that sign in the yard.
Okay.
Before we go live, I'm going to do a very aggressive coming soon campaign. That
Okay.
is, maybe it takes 2 weeks before we go live on the MLS. And I'm going to try to build anticipation so that people will want to come and see your home before we go live. All right.
Okay.
Once we officially list the property and go active, I'm going to schedule all of the showings according to your schedule.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make this as easy on you as possible. All right. So if there's a certain time frame that you say, I don't want anyone to come over after 8 p.m., I don't want anyone to come over on Sundays, that's fine. Let me know, and we'll go ahead and schedule that accordingly.
Okay.
All right. We do a very aggressive just listed campaign. All right. Just because we put it on the MLS is just one thing. We now need to let the world know that your house is for sale. All right. So we do a very aggressive just listed campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because I'm not going to go into all the details because you said you've already sold a house, you've done this before. But there is something I do want to kind of point out is negotiate the price and terms and then collecting backup offers. Okay, so one of the things we'll discuss a little bit later is I work in terms of in what's called single agency, meaning I work for you as a fiduciary to you and in your best interest. Right? So what that means is I'm obligated, all right, I'm obligated to try to negotiate the absolute best deal for you on your behalf. Okay. So that's one of the things. Most agents work in what's called transactional broker, which means they don't really work for you. They kind of just want to get 2 signatures on a piece of paper. Okay. And like I said, I want to get you the most amount of money possible. I want to get you to Georgia by June. That's my goal. All right. And then collecting backup offers. So once we receive offers and we accept an offer, I'm still going to continue to market the home. I'm still going to aggressively show the home and advertise the home. And I'm going to collect other offers. The reason I do that, Sheila, is in case the first offer falls through, I have some other offers backup on me. All right.
Okay.
Because especially if we're trying to get you to Georgia within the next couple months, we don't want to get till the middle of May and find out this deal fell through. Now we got to start all over.
Correct. Okay.
Excellent. You said you did want everything to be easy. Okay. So once we do go under contract, I do have a transaction coordinator. Her name is Pamela. Pamela is awesome. Pamela will she will take the ball from contract and take it all the way to closing.
Okay.
So Pamela is going to be the one who's going to make sure that we hit all of our deadlines. She's going to be the one that's going to chase down the association. She's going to be the one that's going to make sure that the lenders are hitting their deadlines and that they've done the appraisals and everything like that.
Okay.
Of course, I'm going to still be, you can reach me at any time. All right. However, Sheila, I keep saying Sheila, Pamela is the main point of contact. If you have any minor questions, go directly to her. You're going to be hearing from her probably every couple days.
Okay, great.
right? And then we're gonna oversee everything all the way till that last part, which is closing day, and that's where you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna give the buyer the keys. Get
Mm-hmm.
a check. We're gonna do a champagne toast. This is gonna be a very happy day. All right. And aren't you excited to get to that point?
Yes.
Absolutely. So let's
Mm-hmm.
talk about how we're gonna do that.
Okay.
Do you have any questions about this portion?
No.
Nope. Okay, awesome.
Okay.
Now the reason I do show this, and I like to ask, have you sold a home before?
Mm-hmm.
If they have, I'm not going to go through all the details. I'm
Got
just
it.
in over a couple of those big things.
Okay.
Whereas if you say, no, this is my first time, I don't know what I'm doing, I
Mm-hmm.
go through every single bullet point on here.
Okay.
All right. So it's just the process. So they know
Got
the
it.
whole process.
Mm-hmm.
All right, perfect. So let's show what we're going to do, how we're going to get your home sold. So
Okay.
I'm going to show you what our marketing strategy. Okay. Most home buyers find, and you can see this is consistently over the years. Most home buyers find their homes on the internet before they do anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really important that we make your home look as the best that it can as quickly as possible and get it on as many websites as possible. So again, like I
Okay.
said, I use professional photography, okay, to make the home look great, and then we're going to put it onto the MLS. But we're not only going to put it onto the MLS, we're going to put it on about 1,200 other websites.
Wow.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You can even go to some of our competitor websites, and you'll see our listing on even our competitors' websites. Go to
Okay.
Coldwell Banker, you're going to see your home.
Okay.
So, like I said, I do want to get it out so that the most amount of people can see it. All right. We're also going to do a staging consultation. So that might mean I might tell you to do certain things around the house, maybe clean this up, or maybe declutter that, or make this area perfect, just so we can make it show in the best light possible.
Okay.
Okay. Like I said, we do use professional photography. Look at those two pictures. Those two pictures right there are actually at the same room.
Uh-huh.
One is shot with an iPhone, and the other
Uh-huh.
picture is shot with a professional photographer in the staging.
Wow.
So, which picture do you like better?
On the right.
Right, absolutely. So, if I don't know if you're interviewing any other agents or not. However, if they pull out their iPhone to take pictures of the home, good.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
So yes,
Oh, yeah.
all professional photographers on all my
Mhm.
all the pictures.
Okay, now how do I find the photographer? Or
I can give you some numbers.
oh, okay. Okay.
Numbers. Never always use a professional photographer.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Stay in your lane.
Yeah.
Stay in your lane, and
Uh-huh.
a photographer can make the home look amazing.
Yes. Okay.
All right. Now, over there, we may need to reach out to someone over in Palm Bay.
Okay.
Maybe we could reach out to an agent over there and say, hey, can you recommend a photographer for this area?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Great. So we're going to post your home to a very aggressive social media campaign. So we're going to
Mm-hmm.
do that by actually going to targeted buyers.
Mm-hmm.
This is people who are looking for homes online. Facebook, we're going to take advantage of Facebook's algorithms.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to put your ad in front of your home in front of those buyers. So we do a very aggressive social media campaign. And I'm also going to tag you in some of these ads so that you can share it with your friends and family as well.
Okay.
All right. You're also going to get an individual property website. That's going to be 123 Main Street at thebestlisting.com. All right. You're going to have your home is going to have its own website. Now you can add your command. Okay. AW command. So you will be able to do that.
Okay.
All right. We're going to go ahead and also take care of property flyers. We're going to get some property flyers in your home. That way, if anyone does come into the home, they can actually leave with some pictures of the house, a brief description, and our contact information as well.
Okay.
All right. Also do a postcard mailing to a lot of the neighbors. All your neighbors will know that your home is for sale.
Okay.
And the reason we like to do that is sometimes your next door neighbor might love this neighborhood. And I know someone else who wants to move into this neighborhood.
Right.
So we're going to take advantage of as many people as we can that's out there. Okay. I'm not going to really go into this because I doubt you can be doing open houses over there. All right.
Okay.
Unless you want to drive all the way up there, that's fine.
I mean, it doesn't bother me to drive, but
Okay. So
but
when
you know.
open house, All right. So what I like to do is it depends if I'm going to, this page, it depends if I'm going to speak on it
Okay.
based on the condition of the home. So
Got it.
if I walk into the home and the home is amazing and this
Uh-huh.
is really, really, really well, what I'm going to say to them is, great. So Sheila, what we're going to do is we're going to do an open house, but we're not just going to do any kind of open house. I'm not just going to put some balloons and a sign in the front yard, right? I'm going to make it an event. So we do what's called level 7 open house. And what that means is I'm actually reaching out to all your neighbors. I'm knocking on these doors in advance. I'm inviting people to this, and it's going to be much more than just putting some balloons in the yard.
Mm.
If I put some, if I'm reaching out to everyone in the neighborhood, I'm inviting your neighbors, maybe even having a neighborhood exclusive, a neighborhood.
Mm.
All right. I want to make it. I want to make it an event.
Okay.
I'm also going to find out the other open houses that's happening in the neighborhood during that weekend,
Uh-huh.
even from other companies. And I'm going to tell that agent, I'm going to give them some of the flyers and say, hey, give me some of your flyers, and anyone that comes to my open house, I'll send them to yours, and anyone that goes to yours, send them to mine.
Okay.
If it's a really shitty open house, if it's a really shitty house and you don't really like, sorry, excuse my language.
Yeah, that's okay.
If you kind of just like, I don't know what through here. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So then I say the exact same thing a little bit differently. So
Okay.
the truth about open houses is open houses actually only bring 1% of the buyers into your home.
Okay.
So if I do an open house on your home, there's really only a 1% chance that one of those people that walk into the open house is going to buy this home, right? That being said, I do open houses at other properties as well. And what I may end up finding is someone that comes to an open house at another property might actually be interested in this property.
Okay.
In which case, then I'll bring them over.
Okay.
But open houses really aren't the most effective way to bring buyers into your house.
Got you.
All right. So know your audience, and when you walk into the house, if it's great, push the open house. If it's not so great, play the open house.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Huh?
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Oh, so much to know.
The good thing is this is all. It's not about reading all these things and knowing. It's just about knowing how to explain them.
Right.
Right. And I'm sending you this entire presentation the way this is, and you can customize it any way you want. You can take out slides. You can change.
Okay.
All right. So why should you choose Keller Williams? Like I said, we have about 180, 190,000 agents around the world. We just opened, we're in 90 different countries right now, right? And we're actually just recently ranked as the #1 real estate franchise for number of agents, for homes sold, and for sales volume. Right? There's some of those countries that we're in. I'm just going to kind of skip through some of these other things. And you can see this is kind of like the value proposition of Keller Williams. So you could see some of those things. I kind of skip through some of that stuff because, like I said, I usually tell them this is about them.
Right.
Great. So now, no matter how awesome we do at marketing, right? If your home is overpriced,
right,
what we're going to be doing is telling more people that the house is overpriced. Right? So the #1 marketing thing we could possibly do is set the price right the very first time.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
So let me just see which ones. Okay, so perfect. So actually, I don't like that slide. So I'm going to actually go right into this one. So one of the things that we found, research has actually shown that if we price our home at market value, we're going to get about 60% of the potential buyers that would normally walk into the house will actually come into the home.
Right.
If we're priced at market value. Now, if we price it just below market value, all right, let's say even if we were to price it 10% below, we're going to get about 75% of the potential buyers will walk into the house.
Okay.
However, if we were to price it above market value, even just 10% above market value, the amount of people that would walk into the house is now cut in half.
Okay.
All right. So, Sheila, by looking at this, where do you think we should price the house?
At market value.
Market value.
Or just below, maybe.
Absolutely, because that's going to be where we're going to get the
Mhm.
biggest bang for a buck, and that's where we're going to get
Okay.
the
Hmm.
reason I like to ask them to say that.
Okay.
I want them to tell me we need to price at market value.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I like this. I like showing this one because it's a future pain of seeing that only half the amount of people that would normally come into the house will actually come in.
Right. Mhm.
So awesome. Um, Now this what I really like about this slide, this actually shows that as soon as we go on the market, the first couple of weeks we're going to have the most amount of interest in the home.
Mhm.
About 3 to 4 weeks, right? Then all of a sudden the interest is going to start to die down. The amount of
Mhm.
activity is going to start to die down.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, what ends up happening with the amount of activity, it's also the perceived value of the home also goes down.
Okay.
Right. So a couple of weeks or a couple months down the road, one of the first questions the buyer will ask is, "How long has the house?"
Long's been on. Yeah.
And they say, "Well, it's been on the market for 3 months." The next question they say is, "What's wrong with it?
Mm.
Why hasn't it sold?" All right.
Right.
So it's really important, Sheila, that we price the home right in the very beginning when the
Mhm.
is highest, and we want to strike while the iron is hot.
Okay.
All right. Now we're going to start to see a drop in the interest in the home probably in about 3 to 5 weeks out,
Okay.
and that's fine. We usually get most of the offers within the first or second month.
Okay.
The reason I show this is if one of the things I want to do is if we go 10 days with no showing
Uh-huh.
or 15 showings and no offers,
Mhm.
that means that we're overpriced.
Got you.
And that means that the market has rejected that price.
Got you.
Right? I love saying that, by the way, because
Like that.
it's not me, it's not my opinion, it's the market that has rejected your price.
Mhm.
Right? So right around 3 to 4 weeks, day 21 is when
Mhm.
if we're not under contract, I'm going to make an adjustment. So if we're going to
Okay.
make any adjustments on the price, we need to do it in about week 3.
Okay.
Okay. So if 3 weeks later we're not under contract and I come up to you and I say, Sheila, I know we tried doing 325. It's not,
Mhm.
we're not getting any interest. We need to make an adjustment now.
Okay.
I like to say that because if I do have to have that conversation, it's not a surprise to them.
Right.
And I could say, but Sheila, you remember we spoke about this when we first
Mhm.
took the listing. We said
Right.
3 weeks in, I'm going to ask for a reduction.
Gotcha. Yes. Okay. Mhm.
I then, so great. So one of the things that we also see,
Okay.
these 3 slides right here, I
Uh-huh.
spend more time on these 3 slides than anything else.
Okay. Okay.
All right, great. So when your home is sold, and I did say price it in a strategic position that will cause it to sell, because
Mhm.
it's a strategy. The strategy that I like to use is, I mean, I like to think that it's a price war, but it's
Mhm.
also a beauty competition.
That's
All
very
right,
beautiful. Uh-huh.
price war and a beauty competition. So what does
Okay.
that mean? In terms of price, we need to be among the best third in terms of pricing in that bracket.
Okay.
Okay, and we need to be the best third in terms of condition.
Okay.
When you're the best third in terms of condition and the best third in terms of price, we refer to that as being in the market.
Okay.
All right. If we're, a little bit off on either one of those, we refer to this area as no man's land. Nothing really happens.
Mhm.
It
Okay.
could not happen. Right. If we're overpriced or we're not competing with the as far as for condition, we refer to that as out of the market.
Okay.
So in order to get your home sold, we want to have it in the best third of pricing and the best third in terms of condition.
Okay.
So, Sheila, let me ask this: do you want to have your home in the market or do you want to have it out of the market?
In the market, definitely. Mhm.
In the market, absolutely. So we're gonna remember that. We're gonna keep going back to that.
Okay.
I don't go into this slide until later. If they
Okay.
say let's price it up here, and then we can always
Come down.
come down.
Okay.
Just for so um,
Okay.
what this usually is you can see my mouse, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
So what this
I
is
see it.
if I think that your home is right here and you want to price it all the way over here, the home's
Hmm.
not going to sell. And then remember we talked about the value goes down over time.
Correct.
All right. And somewhere around month 2, you're going to say, hey, John, let's go ahead and reduce the price to where
Mm-hmm.
you said. Problem is, your home's no longer worth this anymore because value went down. Right.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So the home will still sit unsold. And then a couple months later, we refer to this as chasing the market.
Okay. Oh
Okay.
boy. Mm-hmm.
And you don't want to chase the market, especially in a shifting market. We want to price the home to where the market is going,
Right.
where it has been.
Okay.
All right. So I don't really go into this slide until they say things like, let's just price it here. We can always bring it down later.
Right.
And
Mm-hmm.
I come back to this.
Okay.
If they want to price it too high, I'll go back to this. Sheila, what's really bothering me about, one of the things that really concerns me is if you want to price it 10% over market value, but remember this, right?
Right.
The people that
30%.
come into the house.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we can always bring it down later. Well, yeah, let's talk about this.
Uh-huh.
Well, you know
Understood.
what? My home is better than every other home here, but you're overpriced. So if your home is the greatest condition, but it's still above market value, you're out of the
You're
market.
still out of the market.
I
Yeah.
literally will go back and forth to these
I can imagine. Yeah.
all the
Wow.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
So all right, so we'll go into price in a moment. My promise to you at the end of the day, Sheila, we'll go specific into your home specifically next. But my
Mm-hmm.
promise to you is that I cannot. I'll tell you what I cannot promise. I cannot promise that everything's going to go perfect. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
things do happen. Things will happen. What I
Mm-hmm.
can promise to you is one, I'm going to be there with you, holding your hand every step of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I'm going to do everything I can to mitigate uh, any issues from happening so that you don't experience anything negative. Okay, so um, you ready to find out? You ready to find out? See what the everything looks like in your neighborhood now?
Sure.
Excellent. And literally, that's exactly what that's ex- that's my listing presentation.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Another thing I do usually when I get to the promise, right,
Uh-huh.
I'll also say to them something along the lines of, so in my business, the only way I know that I did a good job, right, on the sale of the home
Mm-hmm.
is, sorry, I hear a noise outside.
Oh, that's okay.
The only way I know I did a good job is if my clients send me referrals.
Okay.
Okay, I can get a home sold and still not be a great job.
Right.
So the only way I know if I'm doing a good job is if you send me referrals. Now, Sheila, since we're going to be working together for the next couple months, during this time, you're going to run into other people. Let's say they're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate.
Right.
All I ask is that if you like what you're seeing and you like everything, that you just send me a referral every once in a while, and you would just refer me to those people. That way, I can try to help them.
Okay, great.
Now,
Will do.
if we
Mm-hmm.
get to the closing table, all right,
Uh-huh.
and I notice that you did not send me any referrals,
Oh.
but I'm gonna wonder, did I do something wrong?
Okay.
Okay. So if you like what you're doing, just let me know and send referrals. I'm always
Okay.
asking for referrals
Mm-hmm.
because that's going to be your future viability
Right.
business.
Okay.
So great, let's go ahead and get started. I will literally
Okay.
go all into do that entire thing before I even tell them anything about their home whatsoever.
Okay, cool. Mm-hmm.
All right. Any questions about the listing presentation?
No, I'll figure out the slides. I don't know. I guess I just have to get into a rhythm or a flow, that sounds natural for me, I guess.
Uh-huh.
No, no, I'm just saying with the presentation, I'll just have to get into a rhythm or a flow that sounds natural for me. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want to stumble through it, even though it's like a slide, but I want to be, you know, fluidity, I guess I should
Yeah.
say.
Well, you know what the truth is you will stumble.
Okay.
Okay? You will stumble.
Okay.
You will, and that's perfectly fine. Okay.
Okay.
You just have to practice.
All right.
And the way to not stumble is practice, practice, practice.
Okay.
I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
when I first got my license, my wife was not an agent yet, and she was working her other job before, and I had no one to practice with.
Uh-huh.
So what I ended up doing was staring at my dog and practicing with my dog.
Okay.
And a lot of it was I just wanted to make eye contact with somebody and wanted to say the stuff out loud.
Got you.
Okay.
Okay.
And that became very helpful.
Okay. Just practice.
All right.
All right.
You have to practice. And I'm going to send you this entire presentation. I'm going to send you this entire presentation because it's really important to know. It's really important to know this, though. And the more and more you, give me 1 second, 2532. 2532 Adonis Avenue, that's the
land.
That's the land. Okay, so that's why that's not coming up here. Okay, perfect.
Eastern. Or Central.
Oh, you said it was a new construction home, right?
Yes. Well, she's been there 3 years. They're like on phase 2 in that development. So she's been there like 3 years.
All right, perfect. All right, so that's the presentation. The next thing I'm going to do is go into showing you how to price a home.
Okay.